Matthew Samuda, the Member of Parliament for North East St. Anne, who has the responsibility for water. Let me show you in Jamaica how these people continue to operate. And they continue to play some weak chess games. Last week when the nation's reputation was, last week or this week, when the nation was put into an embarrassing situation where the biggest hotel, one off, no have no water for our international guests, England, Canada, America. The woman says she have to go shit a bush. The man says him have to go pee out a door in the lawn. The people them say them have to use the garbage bin in them bedroom for full bucket of water from in the courtyard pan the hotel property for car water. Up the stairs for flush the toilet. And the minister of water, Matthew Samuda, up to now no come address the nation and apologize for their negligence. But here we have Matthew Samuda, a call for an integrity commission shift, a body that is there to hold people accountable. Matthew is striking the first. He is striking the first pose to we a corruption body. Matthew is seeking to shift the Integrity Commission from its functions and put the function to the FID. I hope Jamaicans see exactly what is happening here, you know. The function of the IC, we all know that they investigate. Yeah? Why would the Wholeness Administration seeks to further weaken the Integrity Commission by taking away its function and give it to the FID? See, said this is a chess move that the Labour Party is doing to further weaken the Integrity Commission and put the function to the FID, where key players within the government will now be sheltered and protected. Well, you know, could have shelter and protect little more. Uno could have shelter and protect little more. The eyes of the people are wide open today than yesterday. Can you imagine the blatant corruption in the Wholeness Administration? Matthew Samuda is calling for the Integrity Commission's duty to be handed over to the FID, a FID that is headed by the Prime Minister friend. A FID where the Prime Minister himself is under investigation for 5 years and cannot be certified. And that is where Matthew Samuda is suggesting that the Integrity Commission takes their functions to. We all saw what the FID did with the Prime Minister's report. One thing I know, the Integrity Commission and those who continues to sit there, they are doing a superb job. Whether we like it, yes or no, let the people them do them work. But the Wholeness Administration is embarrassed because the Integrity Commission is doing their job and calling out those culpable. And those who are culpable are belonging to the government, and so they cannot take the continuous disgrace that continue to take place in the Labour Party. So what they are doing is further diminishing and taking away the responsibility of the Integrity Commission. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? This is not the first time these politicians I call out the Integrity Commission. Remember, the Integrity Commission can only investigate a matter, yeah? And based on the findings from the investigations, all when the truth has stared them in them face that this one is culpable, like the Prime Minister and like Andrew Wheatley, among others, what the Integrity Commission was set out to achieve, this Holness administration has driven a wedge preventing the institution from carrying out its functions. And here we have Matthew Samuda standing up in a committee and asking for the FID to take over the works of the Integrity Commission, the only institution we have left in our country. The Holness administration wants to destroy it. I want the people of this country to open their eyes and see exactly what the Holness administration is hoping to achieve. So first, they altered. Let me just give you a reminder of who Matthew Samuda and Andrew Holness wants to hold individuals accountable, An individual who the requirement to head the FID was altered to suit him. I want to ask any professionals here on the live, if you are a teacher and the requirements to be a math teacher to get the position at a school is clearly laid out, and you know say you only have a degree, but the position is asking for a doctorate or a doctoral degree, yeah? Why would the principal of that school alter the requirement from a doctoral degree to a diploma? Isn't it to suit the agenda to put in his friend to get the position at the school? I want to ask, if a school principal is asking for a math teacher and the math teacher must have a doctoral degree, and somebody turn up for the position, but the person don't have the doctoral degree to teach the math, but them have a regular diploma, why would that principal weaken the requirement to take on somebody with a diploma when the job requires a doctoral degree? And that is what Andrew Holness has done. The requirement for the individual to head the FID was clearly laid out. What you need to possess to get the position, and the Prime Minister and those who are in charge overlooked the requirement and significantly strike out the requirement to head the FID so that it could be tailor-made to suit Dennis Strong. And this is the individual and the entity you want to recommend to hold our politicians accountable. It will not work. It will not work, and it cannot work. Matthew Samuda is calling for a shift for the duties of the Integrity Commission to be handed over to the FID. Can you imagine Jamaica? These are the people who you put in office to govern the affairs of you and I. The corruption is rotten till it think. I have never ever seen an administration like the Holness administration so mad with blatant corruption. Can you imagine? And equally, the member for Southeast Clarendon, Pernell Charles Jr. I wonder if you see the chess move where these idiots continue to play. Matthew Samuda is saying that the Integrity Commission cautioned against turning prosecution into persecutions. You hear that? Oh, no, hear that, Jamaica? Pernell Charles is telling the people of this country that the Integrity Commission will find his colleagues to breach the laws of the land and should face prosecution. This man is coming to tell us that what the Integrity Commission is doing is persecuting people instead of prosecuting them. I want you, Jamaica, to show us where the IC are persecute nobody. The IC have done their job and they find say Andrew Holness is a criminal. They also did their job and they find that Andrew Wheatley is a criminal and they call them out and further recommend them to be charged. How is it that they are persecuting anybody? The people them do their job and they came to a conclusion. As a lawyer, Jack Kingston, a lawyer who is seeking justice, you mean to tell me that the Integrity Commission would have done its job? Investigate, and recommend. It's not like the Integrity Commission not have a basis to recommend for prosecution. You know, the findings are there where these Labour Party MPs cannot give an answer or justify how they came by their wealth. And the answers are there. And the IC recommend prosecution for key individuals like the Prime Minister Andrew Wheatley, among others, including Xavier Meehan. Marissa Dalrymple was one of them. And they were recommended to be prosecuted. And here we have a lawyer in the name of Pernell Charles is going to tell the people of this country that what the Integrity Commission is doing is persecuting people instead of prosecuting them? I want you, Jamaica, to tell me what did the Integrity Commission did that this lawyer is coming to tell us that they are persecuting his colleagues. Can you imagine? These are the people that you put in charge to govern your affairs. Can you imagine, Jamaica? These are the individuals that you put in charge to govern the nation's affair. Pernell Charles is saying that the Integrity Commission is persecuting people instead of prosecuting them. Jamaica, the IC can't prosecute nobody. The IC is there to investigate, and make recommendations. If you investigate an individual and during your investigation, you should give a report as to what you would have found. And the findings is stating that these individuals are culpable and liable to face prosecution. Why is it that the government of Jamaica wants to fight something like that? It speaks about the character of those within the Labour Party. truth. It's not like them just tell you, say, John Brown a thief or Mary Jane a criminal. The institution lay it out in black and white. The evidence brought against these individuals, where we have no other option but to refer he or she for prosecution. The evidence are there. The evidence are there. Marissa Dalrymple, yeah, who stood in the parliament to chastise, was culpable and charged. Breaches of the Integrity Commissions Act. There she used her privileges that was granted to her to help the people. Huh? This woman failed to tell the Integrity Commission, left out key aspects of her declarations. It was so bad that she gave her relative the authority to use her. Jamaica, I don't even like to speak about it, you know. I don't even like to speak about it. And when I see individuals like Marissa Dalrymple stand up to chastise, can you imagine Marissa Dalrymple that carry a truckload of garbage and dump it on the nation's highway? This woman has no authority to stand up in parliament and speak, you know. An entire truckload of garbage Marissa Dalrymple dump on the nation's highway and went to court to answer charges, illegal dumping, and was fined. And just when you thought you seen it all or heard it all, the woman lied on her statutories and gave her relative the privileges that was granted to her to clear Benz and Bima in her name. And use the privileges granted to her as an MP and give it to her family member to clear Benz and Bima, and was charged and fined. And here we have the Integrity Commission, who showed Jamaica who exactly is Marissa Dalrymple. What is it that the Integrity Commission is doing differently? They are not doing anything differently. They are showing us another Dalrymple in the name of Andrew Holness, in the name of Xavier Main, in the name of Andrew Wheatley, among others. And why is it that Pernell Charles is giving me the red flags that he is one of them? Because under no circumstances would an individual be fighting an institution that was put there to stamp out corruption. It is giving me the red flags that he too is among the 14 of them. I'm like, watch me this a chat, I mean, I see the comments and I see extreme. Well, on the extreme, send a request the darling. I see extreme want to say something. Make we hear what extreme have to say, Jamaica. Morning, extreme, go right ahead.
Good morning, Dre. Teacher, good morning. Good morning to all your listeners. Is it a mere coincidence that Dalrymple, when making her statement regarding the Integrity Commission, she did not use her own experience and let the Jamaican people know that she too was charged for committing an offense under the Integrity Commissions Act? Why is it that Dalrymple refused to use her own experience? She instead used a mailbox from Wolangan when people give land. She should have used her own experience to explain to the Jamaican people why it is that the Integrity Commission is important. So if it means that persecution, which means Basically, they're saying that the ICs are harassing them. So if the IC
Yes.
has to harass you to present your information to come to a conclusion that your status declaration is worthy of getting certification, then so be it. We need to
True.
lend our support to the Integrity Commission. They're crying out for our help. The institution is important. And it's a shame that the Prime Minister could not say that he has confidence in the Integrity Commission. And to hear these kind of statements coming out from members of the party, it goes to show you that all of them are complicit and they're treading in the same path. Why is it that
True.
nobody can say the Integrity Commission? I have every confidence. The Integrity Commission's mandate is to ensure that whatever you provide and sign to is true to the best of your knowledge. They
Yes.
gave you the opportunity based on a correspondence of actions. In a lot of these reports, it is telling you that the Integrity Commission has approached these people time and time and time again to present the information. A lot of them refuse to, based on what the
Yes.
Integrity Commission report is saying. So in that instance, yes, prosecution is important because it is important that you provide the information so that your statutory declarations can be certified. If the Integrity Commission is working on the basis if the Integrity Commission is working on the basis of giving you, taking whatever you give and just certifying you without knowing well that you're angling taxpayers' money, and none of us is perfect, and I'm not calling to say that I know of anybody who is stealing any of taxpayers' money, but the fact that you're handling taxpayers' money, you ought to come clean. Give us
True.
the institution was instituted into our parliament to ensure that we hold public officials accountable. And in any
Yes.
self-respecting democracy, that is what it is.
Lovely.
Even when you are submitting your taxes in other jurisdiction, that is basically what you're basically declaring what you have earned, your expenditures, your income, everything. So why is it that people are seeking to ridicule and undermine the Integrity Commission constantly? It is
Yes.
unfair. It
True,
is
man.
unfair. And if it means that the Integrity Commission is any signal comes up to the Integrity Commission that this information is not true and you sign to it, it is within their purview to persecute you and to come to a prosecution. A man is
Yes.
innocent until proven guilty. And if you are innocent, you need to ensure that you prove your innocence also. And the Integrity Commission, if they think that you are guilty, they should persecute and prosecute you. They persecuted Dalrymple. They gave her option. She pleaded not guilty and then she pleaded guilty. Okay, persecution is the way until a prosecution. We need to hold our public officials to the highest standard and to ensure that they have accountability. They are working in our public office.
Well said. Well said, Extreme. Well said, man. You couldn't have said it any better. Couldn't have
Thank you
said it
very
any
much,
better.
teacher. Continue with the show.
All right, darling. Blessings every time. People Extreme really put things into perspective. Not true? She brilliantly put that together. I mean, not tell her no lie. Well put together. As some love when time somebody can have an understanding as to what is happening. And it gives me hope, Jamaica, to know that the Jamaican people, home and abroad, we are thinking. And we must get it right next time. We must get it right next time. Can you imagine? This man is behaving as though he is one of the 14 that were referred by the Integrity Commission, because under no circumstances you would have seen a report come out about individuals and you are going to fight it. Allow those individuals to prove that they are innocent, because based on the report and based on the investigation by the IC, You couldn't satisfy them with an answer. So, and this is what I don't understand, you know. These individuals, let's say Andrew Wheatley. Wheatley was approached when the IC emailed Wheatley and said, come and have a sit down. Wheatley say he is going to go on a trip. He might go represent this. And another 3 months pass. And Wheatley just go find the time to come sit down. When him say him ready, and the Integrity Commission set up a meeting with him, oh, he have to get put off again till one next time. So the Integrity Commission would have given these individuals time and time over and over to come and sit with them. When they finally can't dodge anymore, Andrew Wheatley came to the IC and had a sit down in the presence of his attorney. And the Integrity Commission told not only just him, Andrew Wheatley, but also in the presence of his attorney, that they have no other reasons not to recommend, based on the investigation, that he, Andrew Wheatley, must be charged for illicit enrichment. It's not like Wheatley was caught off guard. The Integrity Commission tell Andrew Wheatley, it is in the report, that in the presence of Mr. Wheatley and his attorney, he was told that based on the findings, sir, you are under an investigation for illicit enrichment. That is what the report said, you know. And you mean to tell me, say, no good thinking Jamaican could have in a them rights mind. Is either you are crazy or it's just downright you are a corrupted individual, because under no circumstances an evidence should be brought against you. Overwhelmingly. And you see the evidence in front of you and I go call the IC to court. Well, go to court, because the evidence are also there that every single one of these individuals who were referred to be charged and drag it through the court, all of them ended up plead guilty. We are still waiting on the Prime Minister. It's been 5 years. It's been before the court. And I realized that Xavier Main took the same route. He too was recommended by the IC. And what him do? Follow the footsteps of his leader and have the matter to court. And here we have Mr. Wheatley, the most recent of them all, referred to be charged. And what him do? Carrying the matter before the court. All they are doing, Jamaica, is seeking to undermine and further weaken the institution of the IC. That is what they are doing. Because you cannot tell me that the report findings come out. You pay them millions to do them work and them do them work. And because you don't like, I am telling you, Jamaica, that anyhow the Integrity Commission, well, they do both the opposition and the government. I am telling you that if anyhow these People's National Party MPs were being investigated and it conclude that he or she must be referred to be charged, I am telling you that Andrew Holness and the Labour Party and the whole of them would have come out and they would have ensured that the IC get all the resources to continue on the mission that they are on to prosecute the People's National Party. So why is it that the IC is doing their job? It's just that, let me tell you something, and the PNP time are gonna come when PNP go in a power and uno have the ministry them a run as him, so the IC are go there now no backbone like a ticks. It's just that I know we in a government now, so I don't know why the Jamaica Labour Party feel like say the IC is at the witch hunt. Uno around the country, uno go under the scrutiny, and any mishap that takes place, they will be held accountable. If the People's National Party was in power and now we are run Ministry of Education, Health, you name it, all of them, right? And as a minister, the PNP will be investigated just the same. So I cannot understand why the Labour Party feel as though the IC is after them. They have to after Uno because of Uno in a power. It goes to show that you guys are not running the country good. Because if you did run the country good, so much loopholes would not be available for the IC to find gaps and gaps one cannot explain, and so charges have to be laid. If you did that do no work properly, where people could hold you accountable, and if something happened, you put that individual before the court, then we can say the government are work and do them job. But no point in time, these administration and these ministries when